Welcome to the A3 Lifestyle channel. My name is AJ Blackman, and today I'm going to talk about the 5 ways you can find a recruiter. Now, me being a former Army recruiter, I know these 5 ways work because a lot of people have told me they reached out or they found me using these 5 ways. So number 1, nobody talks about this. You go to Google and you Google the nearest recruiting station that's close to your home. So let's say you're in a position that you're thinking about joining the military, no matter which branch, and you're looking to find a recruiter, but you're kind of scared to just like walk in there and ask for a recruiter. Go to Google and Google the recruiting station that's close to where you live, and then look at the reviews. One, that's going to tell you how good a recruiting station is because they might have nothing but 2 or 3-star reviews. Second, you'll be able to look at the reviews and see which recruiters are getting the best reviews. And then you can kind of sum it down which recruiter you want to actually use. What a lot of people make the mistake by is they go straight to a recruiting station and they might not have the best recruiter and they feel like they're stuck with that recruiter. So it's best to do your research beforehand before heading to a recruiting station. So that's the number 1 thing you want to do. You want to Google the recruiting station, look at the reviews, and then you should be able to find your recruiter. Now, let's say you Google the recruiting station and hypothetically the recruiters have bad reviews and the recruiting station has bad reviews. Then you can just go to another recruiting station that's in your area. Yeah, it might not be as close to where you live compared to the previous recruiting station, but at the same time, this is a life-changing decision for you. And you want to make sure that you are in the right hands and you want to be for a recruiter that actually cares about you. The second thing you could do to find a recruiter is go to the goarmy.com website. So in recruiting, we have this thing called the ADHQ list. So essentially, if you go to the goarmy.com website and you input your information and you're interested with joining, let's say hypothetically the Army, based off of your zip code, it will hit that recruiting station system. So once they hit that recruiting station system, a recruiter will contact you. So that's another way you'll be able to find a recruiter as well. Yeah, you don't know kind of like which recruiter you'll be working with before you input that information into the system, but at the same time, you'll have about 3 or 4 recruiters that'll contact you from that wrong station. And based off those conversations, you can kind of see which recruiter fits you, because some recruiters, I'm not gonna lie, they'll just be like, yeah, hey, I heard you looking to join the Army. Okay, and that's all they care about. Then you have some who are very personable and they want to actually get to know you and want to know the reason why you want to join the Army. So that's the second way you are able to find a recruiter. The third way is if you go to school. So let's say you're in a high school, let's say you're currently going to high school or you're currently going to college, you'll be able to find a recruiter that way. Now, as a recruiter, as a former recruiter, we were all tasked with like a high school in the area. And depending on the recruiter, we were tasked with a college as well. So if you don't have time to go to a recruiting station, let's say hypothetically, you work, out to school, or, you have a family and you just don't have time to go to a recruiting station, technically you should be able to find who's your recruiter at that school. If you don't see any posters or any business cards, then I would say get with a guidance counselor at your school, and they should be able to point you in the right direction. The fourth way that you're able to find a recruiter is call someone, phone a friend. So I'm pretty sure you might know someone who recently joined the military or currently in the military, or have went to that recruiting station before, and they can tell you, hey, this recruiter was good to me, or this recruiter was a piece of what, don't work with him. Or they can actually tell you too, like, hey, if I was you, I want to go to that recruiting station, go to another recruiting station. So phone a friend if you're looking to join the military. What better advice can you get from a friend that's already been in the position? And that person should give you an honest assessment of the recruiting and of the recruiter and the recruiting station. So phone a friend. And then the fifth way you can find a recruiter, and this is probably the most Other than a Google way to find a recruiter, this is probably the most helpful, and that's social media. Each recruiter should have their own like social media profile. Like for me, when I was a recruiter, I had a Facebook profile and I had an Instagram profile. With my Instagram profile, I used to post a lot, basically like, you know, personal stuff, because if you look at my profile and you see me, you'll be able to see, okay, well, this guy's an Army recruiter. He has it typed up, but excuse me, I wanted people to see the real me. Like I wanted people to see, okay, yeah, he's in the Army. Yeah, he's an Army recruiter, but he has a family. He goes out, he does different things. I'm an actual person. So social media is a good way to look for a recruiter. You can kind of see what that recruiter is about as far as like their posts. So you can see whether they have a family or not. You can see if they're putting people in, because a lot of times with recruiters, not saying all recruiters, because you do have some recruiters who put people in, they're just not as active on social media. But majority of the time, when a recruiter puts an applicant in the Army or in, you know, the military, they're gonna post a picture saying, hey, you know, this is who I put in the military. This is some information about them, because it draws more people to them, because they see, okay, well, if this recruiter is putting in 3 people, you know, a month or however, you know, many, then he must be a good recruiter, because people like to work with him, or her. So just keep that in mind. Social media is a good way to find a recruiter, because you can find a recruiter that is close to your home. You can just DM that recruiter, and then again, you'll be able to, you know, hear from that recruiter. That recruiter should be able to provide you some type of information. So again, those are the 5 ways that you're able to find a recruiter. A lot of times people get stuck in that position that they're interested with joining the military, but they don't want to go to the recruiting station by themselves, or they just don't know the ways to look for a recruiter, but just going into a recruiting station. So those are 5 ways that you can find a recruiter. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will have the GoArmy.com link just in case somebody's interested with joining the Army. But even if you're interested with joining a different branch, I'm pretty sure each branch has like a different website where you can go and input your information. So I thank you guys for watching my channel today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Salute.